Do we want to get into this topic, this next one? Do we not want to? I think this is the time to decide on whether or not we want to go into this because
is it because you've calmed down now, so you don't want to do it?
The game that shall not be named.
Is that why you don't want to do it?
No. I'm offering the chance to not go down the rabbit hole if we don't want to go down the rabbit hole. I have no problem going down the rabbit hole. I live in the rabbit hole most of the time.
Maybe we should hold off a week.
Give it a week to I can't give it a week. I can't.
Oh, so you wanted me to say let's do it. You didn't want me to back down.
No. Let's go ahead and get into
You're
this
like,
because I don't understand it. I'm trying, and if this reaches people that have these opinions, please come have a conversation with me because I really don't understand what's going on here.
Here, let me can I start with something?
Go ahead.
Here's what really hit me. I get a phone call tonight from my brother, who doesn't stay on top of a lot of pop culture things. And he calls me to let me know, or asking if we've done a podcast about Hogwarts Legacy, because one, he wants to know if it's good, and two, he's heard that he might be considered a horrible person if he buys and plays it. But he loves Harry Potter. And that just made me think to myself,
well, you summed it up.
This is how sad it's gotten. So you cannot care about who created Harry Potter. You cannot care about any of that stuff. But you like Harry Potter. You want to play in the world. This is a chance for you to experience the world in a video game form because that's the hobby you love. And you've got people wondering if they're going to be like looked at as a horrible human being because they want to enjoy a video game. And we're not talking about some X-rated adult fantasy video game. We're talking about your basic video game.
So I even have people that I know for a fact this year. So after all of this, have gone to Universal Studios and visited Harry Potter World and have mentioned they cannot believe that I'm playing this game. You visited the fucking world and you're hating me for playing a video game.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
I don't understand. So I'm lost here.
Even Travis Northup reviewed the game for IGN. He typically does live service game reviews. He's a big Destiny guy. He does a lot of the Destiny review stuff for IGN. The sole reason that he ended up reviewing Hogwarts Legacy is because most of the other reviewers in the company were afraid to do it because of the backlash they would receive for reviewing it. And the problem is, I think, is that everyone that had previewed the game and was playing it at IGN, just like a lot of other game places, realized that Avalanche Studios and WB Games fucking nailed it. They nailed an RPG when the world wants another RPG. They did it with a popular franchise. There's no creativity control from J.K. Rowling whatsoever. But now you've got this witch hunt of people that want to get out there and ruin people's careers that are streaming the game. They're trying to reach out to their sponsors and trying to get them canceled. They made a fucking website just to hunt down these people that are streaming the game to see if someone
streamed that wizard game.
Yeah, and not only that, now that website's been shut down, it says if you go to it that the owner has shut it down. And what you could do is you could put in your Twitch thing, and then it would tell you if anyone you follow has played the game. So you could remove them if you wanted. Like, it just got to the point that it's so ridiculous that when review sites are afraid to review a game just based on, not only that, IGN even had to put out a long warning basically saying that, hey, we're just reviewing the game on the game's merits and whether it's fun or not. And then what's funny is because of the people trying to convince people not to buy it and they want it shut down and banned, it rose in popularity to the point that it's the #1 selling game, pre-order. Then it became the top game on Twitch for an RPG single-player game. It's the #1 of all time for viewer count, up to 1.2 million viewers. So this whole boycott thing backfired to the point that they what they were trying to accomplish, all they did was push more people to play and buy it.
I don't even think they push people to play and buy it. I think they were going to play and buy it anyway. I think secretly over half of the people that say they're behind this are playing the game themselves.
Yeah,
like
maybe.
a bunch of people that are there, they're like, oh, we're never gonna do that. And I hate this. And here's comments like this. So Brianna Wu, co-founder of the development studio Giant Space Cat. I don't know what Giant Space Cat has done lately.
But she's was kind of a big deal in
But yeah,
the
she's
world
a big
she
deal in the
roles in.
gaming community. Like I know the name, but again, I don't know of Giant Space Cat nailing any amazing games that are out there right now. But doesn't matter. You don't have to nail every game. You're going to miss some. You could have great indie games. I don't really care. But when you come out and this is your statement, it's really important for decent people to boycott Hogwarts Legacy. I have a lot of friends in games media, but I will be cutting ties with anyone who promotes this. So I'm not a decent person anymore. I find myself to be a very decent, understanding, fun-loving guy that's out there to just have fun with everyone. But I'm not a decent person because I want to play as a wizard in a game from my favorite childhood book series that I guarantee Brianna Wu read and loved and watched all the movies and did everything everyone else did before one person makes a singular comment that has nothing to do with the creative medium that they put out there. And now all of a sudden everyone else wants to attack these people and they want to, we're going to destroy it. You want to know how good you did, guys? You want to know how good you did? We only had 1.2 million people watching streamers play which broke the record
and that's what's
of
great.
single player games.
And if you think about this, how many people were watching people play on YouTube? How many people were watching people play on Facebook Gaming? This is just Twitch viewing. How many people? How many people are watching the playthrough? J God just played through the whole thing and recorded the whole thing, and he'll put the whole thing on YouTube. How many people are going to watch his entire playthrough?
But here's the thing: all of those people that are going to go watch it are going to say, "Oh no, I didn't watch it. I've never played it. I don't know what's going on. I don't watch any of the movies. I just own all of the books." It's like you're full of shit. You're full of shit.
I mean, here's my stand. If you are so upset by the comments that were made by J.K. Rowling, and you decide that you don't want to be a part of this anymore, and it has ruined something that you may have loved before you even knew that J.K. Rowling was the creator of everything, I respect your decision for not doing it. I respect your decision for maybe even voicing your opinion that you think people should ban and boycott. But the witch hunts that are going on to basically condemn people and make them feel like horrible human beings because they like something, especially some of the people that might not even have known. How many people are watching that probably don't even know how the controversy behind it until maybe the streamer that they're watching mentioned it, because they don't have a Twitter and they don't follow the media and they don't care because maybe Harry Potter is their minimal escape. You know, if tomorrow George Lucas came out and said some of the most absurd things I've ever heard in my life, am I going to stop being a Star Wars fan? But I love Star Wars. It was my favorite thing.
Because you're exactly what she says that we're not, reasonable human beings. Ones that can separate someone's opinions on things from there. And it's funny because they go into all of they just try to find everything in this game, like anti-Semitism, like all kinds of stuff, transphobic, blah, 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 blah. You go down all these things. Do they realize there's actually video games out there about Nazis? The whole part of the game is about Nazis. You can play as the Nazis, people. They've made games like that before, but none of them are out there boycotting those. None of them are out there doing those things because they don't know that exist. They weren't popular. Want to know why they weren't popular? Because they were terrible games with horrible messages and normal people didn't play them.
I mean,
I didn't go buy them.
Let's be honest. Until about the last month and a half when people started getting their hands on the game, even you and me included, we were like, oh, they're making a Harry Potter game, but I don't know. I don't know if it looks good. I don't know if they're going to get it right. Like, it's an RPG. Like, how good can it be? They
fucking nailed it.
They nailed it. But how many tie-in / based off movie stuff do video games come out constantly, and they're not good? It happens all the time.
Think of every superhero video game ever.
I mean, Marvel Avengers was the new competitor to a Destiny, and it flopped. Because it was a bad game. If this was a bad game, people would not be playing it. Unfortunately, for the people that want to hate it, it's a good video game. And what's frustrating to me
it
is
is beyond good. It's got game.
She had no creative control, and some of the people that want to boycott this that aren't even in the gaming industry, it's like they have blinders on. They don't understand. Thousands of people were involved in making this game. So Susan Smith, that was an art director working on the Castle of Hogwarts, might be a trans person for all I know, but they worked on the game, and when I buy the game, that's how they're getting paid. It helps those people too. I just don't understand. And
the whole thing is they went back and they put in, like, you can be a transgender. There's a transgender character in the game. You could make a transgender character. You can build it. They've done all these things. They're like, okay, you're not wrong. Like, that's the funny thing is they're like, you don't have this capability for me to play the way I want to play the game. And they're like, you know what? You're right. Let me go do that for you.
And they did.
Let me go make sure that's in there because you're correct. You're correct. This is a role-playing game. And some of our audience is going to want to play the role-playing game that way because that's how they identify with the game. You know what? You should be allowed to be that type of wizard or witch if you want to. So I'm going to let you play that way. They did it for you. They listened to you and they agreed with what you were saying.
Now that's being criticized.
Yeah, because you didn't do it in the first place. It wasn't there at the top of your mind. It's like guys, you know, my wife and I have these conversations all the time. And a lot of it is we are all who we are. I am a middle-aged white male. So you know what I think like? A middle-aged white male. I don't have any other way of understanding how you feel about things unless you tell me. We had this conversation once about, like, when you walk through a parking lot at work, how do you feel? Being a middle-aged white guy, never really thought about it. Being a white woman who walks through is like, hey, is there enough lighting in this parking lot if I have to walk through here at night? Is there enough things? And I'm like, you know what? You're right. I never thought about that. Now, you know what? Every time I walk through a parking lot, I think about that because I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't think of those things. I had no idea how terrible it was for a breastfeeding mother at work. Because guess what? Not something I ever pay attention to. When my wife had to go through it, you know, one of the things I was like, I had to go and be like, hey, does our office building have enough places? Like, are there places on each floor? Do we have these things? Like, I can support that now because I understand it because someone told me. They let me know. They didn't assume that I was going to have hatred because I'm a middle-aged white guy that's out there and I'm just going to hate everything that doesn't belong to me. No, I just don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not ignorant. I just don't understand. And when you tell me, I'm like, you know what? We shouldn't make you uncomfortable here. That shouldn't be the way it is. I had no idea. Thank you for enlightening me. Thank you for talking to me like a human being. Thank you for taking a minute to assume that I may not know everything in the world that you're feeling and you might have to tell me. Thank you. One of my really close friends is a transgender person. Started out as friends with them as Samantha. I am currently still friends with them as Sam. Nothing changed. They're still the great person they are.
Yeah.
That didn't change. The history didn't change. The back of when he was Samantha at that time, it didn't change. You're still the same person. I still like you. Nothing changed. But all of a sudden, someone makes a singular comment and everything about me that we've gone through, the history we have, is thrown out the door. You're not a good person anymore because of this one singular thing that you like. I want to be a wizard. Sue me. I want to be able to go Levioso and have something float in the air and come to me. I want to fight like a wizard. I want to fly on a broom. I want to play Quidditch, which I'm really mad is not in the game. Okay.
DLC coming to you in 6 months.
Exactly. It's going to be its own game. But anyway, I'm sorry that there's this backlash. I am sorry for the people that feel offended and actually feel like there's a problem here from what J.K. Rowling said. And if you want to cancel her, by all means, delete her Twitter. Don't buy her stuff. don't buy any of the games. You have that power. But the people that do still watch the movies, that still do read the books, that still want to play this game that had absolutely nothing to do with her,
pass the movies on to their kids now or something like that.
Or pass the story along to the kids. It doesn't change the magicalness of the story and the creator that was there. There are some bad people that have created amazing things. You can respect the art for the art and not respect the person. That is fine. No one is saying that that isn't true. And no one is saying you don't have the right to not play it if you don't want to. But you don't have the right to go out there and say everybody else is the scum of the earth if they do. I'm tired of that mentality. I am tired of all of a sudden one thing taking away everything else someone has ever done in their life. And do I agree with any of the comments that J.K. Rowling made? No.
Yeah,
I think they're stupid.
I think
they're ridiculous.
I think
she,
based on her beliefs, I think,
bounds.
Yeah, I think she was using her platform. I don't think she's a good person.
No, but I'm
not going to let that take away the memories that I had going to see these movies with friends in movie theater. Like, I didn't go watch this to support J.K. Rowling. I went because my friends like to go, and they introduced me to the Harry Potter world, and we had a good time. All my memories are with the people that I saw these movies with. I never even read the books. I just invested in the movies. And so I have all these great memories from that.
So outside of this, because I'm sure we're going to come back to this. It's not going away anytime soon. I'm sure we're going to be back to this. The game is phenomenal. I've been playing it. I am not as far into the game as I want to be into the game. Just for life reasons, I have not been able to play as much. But man, is it good. It sucks you in. The dialogue's great. The story's great. Just the way that the combat flows. And I think I spent the first hour just running around the castle.
Yeah,
literally just being like, oh my God, I'm in the Hogwarts castle. Like I'm all these iconic locations and I'm like sitting there. I'm like, how do I get into the Chamber of Secrets? Let me try to figure this out. How do I get there? Like, is it the same? Do I have to find the same stuff? This is in the past. Is the chamber there yet? It may not be there. When did they put it brings all of that stuff back and it's amazing. And I really want to get immersed into this world and just see where it is. I can't believe people have beaten the game already. Like, holy moly, talk about putting some hours in. And the game has an infinite direction to go in. So I really hope this boycott and all this stuff doesn't stop the studio from continuing to develop on the game, continuing to push this out. And if you are a streamer that has a following and you like this game, stream it. Stream it, guys. The game is there. The game is good. The people that made the game are good people. This has nothing to do with J.K. Rowling. This has nothing to do with their studio. It has to do with a wonderful wizarding world that we want to play in. And let us have our fun and go out there. And you know what? If you don't want to play it, then walk away. Stop paying attention to it. It's the Howard Stern effect, man. And I always know I go back to that, but it's true.
Yeah, it is very
Howard
true.
Stern, half the people watch Howard Stern because they loved him. The other half people watch Howard Stern because they hated him.
And they wanted to find something to hate him.
Because they wanted to know what he was going to say next. Both sides wanted to know the same thing. And you know what? He created a huge career off of the fact that people hated him. So if you're gonna not want to do something, just vote with your dollar.
Yeah. And the thing that I don't like is if you are one of those people that is just jumping into people's streams to be toxic in their chat, one, they're gonna ban you if they're smart. They should just ban you immediately. But you are, in my opinion, being the opposite of the thing that you hate. You're doing the same thing just from the other side. Now you're being toxic. You're being toxic to someone just who wants to try to enjoy the game.
There's no righteous justice.
Like
here.
what do you like? Why even waste your time going there if you don't want to be a part of it? Because when you go to that person, you are adding to the viewer count. It's the other thing I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean they just got the view. I mean, we have seen many streamers make it off of the world of toxicity. So you're gonna have more that are here. And then this whole thing of, and I don't even want to say it, but man, could a headline get, I'm not going to say who's the headline's from. I'm not going to say any of that kind of stuff, but man, the clickbaitiness of the genocide simulator headline that the Harry Potter has been branded as a genocide simulator.
And then it doesn't go on to discuss their headline at all.
No, it has no way to back it up in any of the content of the game or anything of why this is a genocide simulator. And the funny part about this whole thing, this game hasn't even released officially yet.
Yeah, tomorrow.
We don't even have all
February
of the
10th.
players that are going to be playing it because some people didn't get the exclusive content. So that 1.2 million people might go up in viewership when all the other streamers actually get the game that didn't pre-order anything. Anyway, I'm tired of the toxicity of the world, man, right now. It's getting blown out of proportion with just about everything. There's no fun. There's no enjoyment
You're not
anymore.
allowed to have fun.
But the only medium that's left, and I know it's getting attacked, that has any ability to like not try to tread the line of social, I don't even know what you call it anymore. Social norms. I have no idea what you want to call it without getting in trouble. Is comedy.
And even those guys still get attacked.
Well, they get attacked, but there's nothing you can do about it. Like at the end of the day, that is their medium. Like that is what they do. And you can attack them all you want, but they're still going strong. It's the only place. There's no fun. Go back, like literally go back and look at the history of your favorite shows 10 years ago. And put it through the light and the scope of today and tell me if they would ever be on the air.
Oh my God. It's some of them are bad.
Would The Office ever have made the air right now?
I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. If
oh my God, it wouldn't have. It would, and people are probably out there that enjoy. Look. I want everyone
out there. It'd be a Showtime show.
Whoever's listening, it's probably not many, but if you're listening because you hate what we're talking about here, and you hate everything about us and all of these things, and that we're playing it and we're bad people and we're all of these things, go back 10 years. And look at the show you were watching on television or your favorite movie and put it through the same damn glasses you're putting this stuff through and tell me you aren't right there with everybody else. It's just a shift in the way the world is going. We learn, we adapt, we get better, we grow. Allow for growth, but
no, there's no such thing as growth anymore.
Don't just
You're not allowed to grow. If you were one way at one point in your life, and you were in the social media world at all, that is how you were labeled for the rest of your life.
I'm glad I don't understand how to use the Twitters.
I mean, I love the people that like have to, they were 15 and they made a comment. They're 15 and now they're 70, and they're like people are bringing up, well, when you were 15, this is what you believe, so you must believe that now.
World when they were
still
15.
Being educated. I mean, I don't know. What you like, so you're basically, you want people to change, but you're also calling out people and saying that it's impossible for them to change. So make up your mind. Can people change?
So
or if they were one way, they can never change.